So I have actually breaking news.
Oh. Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Mazel tov.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Season
Very exciting.
2.
Very excited. Yeah, it's so cool that we get to. I cannot believe we get to do it again. We get to do it again. So.
Hell yeah.
Was getting it made just like crazy hard?
Well, the thing, it wasn't always a plan. Like, I knew I liked these types of like short story, like where it's like feels cinematic and it's like an absurd, crazy story. So when we made a few of them in 2022, my plan was that I had built such a great thing with the live streaming podcast we do.
Yes.
So we have such a big, like a volume of tickets we've sold. So people who have spent money on that, we were like, what if we made something for the first time, like cinematic in nature, like a scripted thing instead of a live podcast, and sold tickets to that. I was trying to figure out if there's an appetite for that. Like, if you shoot content that's scripted and high production value, can you turn to this audience that's going, we'll pay for a live streaming podcast? Would they pay for it like they would pay to watch a movie or a show?
Yeah.
So that was the idea. So when we shot that, I had a 36-minute thing, and I was like, well, it's not long enough to be a movie. I can't charge like $20 or something, but like maybe I can get away with like a $10 fee and explain what we're doing, and maybe if it's like successful enough, like I don't have to like make money, but if there's something there that we can do another one. That was the whole idea. And when I showed what we had to like my agents, they go, you got to shop this. You got to shop it.
Oh.
So that's how it ended up at Net. Like, we showed it to them and then they bought it. But I also know that if I had just had those scripts and been like, we want to shoot this, they'd have been like, no, this is
Of course.
nuts.
You got to make it.
So you had to make it first. And so then at that point, the process became super fun because we had the evidence of like, this is what the show is. We already made an episode. And then it was like getting a writer's room going. That part is actually, it's challenging, but so fun. It's like the hardest you laugh. You're doing this all day. You know what I mean? And then you go like, all right, let's do the warty dick one.
Yes.
Where it kills him. Like you agree on one, and then somebody goes, I'm going to take that one and give write a draft.
Yep.
And then you go, I'm going to take this one, and you get back together. You're just laughing the whole time. Then you get into like the actual production of it, which is like, I think the most fun like, part is the making it. Like,
sure.
On set, you're shooting the thing that you've been thinking about and that you wrote, and then you find obviously that like the real work of it is like in post,
the editing and all that.
Yeah, that's
Comedy is all about editing. It's crazy.
Yeah, my respect for it has gone up so much more. Like the editors that we had, and the fact that like the other EPs and directors were like seasoned, and like I would turn in a cut and be like, this is my cut of this story, and they were like, can I?
Wait, so you would edit yourself?
No, I directed 3 of the stories.
Yeah.
And then I sat with editors on those cuts. And so I would be like, here's a cut. But what the other directors they go, can I do a pass on yours? You go, yeah. Sometimes they would make it so much better.
How so would they make it better?
Just choices they make, like what to include, what to take out. They might change the pacing, change the music. It might jump off at a certain point. They'll use different takes. So it's the great thing about like if you like someone and you're like, yeah, like I like your sensibilities, and you essentially trust them, you go, you take your stab at it. And what ends up happening usually is you go like, I love what you did here, but I want to go back to what on this part. I want to go back to the other. So it's like the antithesis of stand up because it's so collaborative, And if you're like working with people you like and are talented, then everything just gets better. So I felt like, every stage of it has these parts that are fun and exciting. But I think the real payoff, if you will, of like the part that kind of like hits you the most is how much the edit is where everything lives in.
Yeah.
Even like the other part of it too is you have moments where you're shooting and you're like, you might improvise something and we just die.
Oh, that's the best.
And so you go like, dude, we have that now.
Yeah.
The weird thing is how sometimes you're in the edit and you're watching it and you're like, we can't use that. And you're like, why not? And you're like, because it's actually, in the moment we were all laughing.
Right.
But it's not moving the story along. It's actually like, if we keep it in, it's kind of like a distraction from like the pace of the story we're telling.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you find things sometimes where you have to like kill like what you think is like the funniest line.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're like, we're going to have to use, now we have to have her come in because the joke was about when she came in. Well, when she comes in,
Yep.
we got to go back to the shot that's over here. And when we do that, we lose the fact that the guy was sitting here. And so like, it starts to be like you're doing like 20 things to get a line in.
Right,
So you're
right,
like, yeah,
right.
we got to just.
Also, don't you find like sometimes like the shit that makes me laugh the hardest is the most juvenile, and it's like, it doesn't work. Like the farts or dumb things like that. That's what gets me like surprised, you know?
Yeah.
And then you watch, you're like, that's fucking lowbrow. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But
Dude, you just described my series.
I was just thinking that. Have you seen the show?
but you know what I mean? Where like sometimes you're just like, this is not this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Riffing with someone also too. It's like, especially if it's like your friend.
it's different.
Of course.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
But like a South Park, it's all low. It's not lowbrow, but it's all juvenile.
Oh, dude, I watched
Fart
the South
jokes
Park.
and all that.
I watched the South Park before bed last night, where Randy takes the biggest shit
There you
with
go.
Bono. It's like the most purposely lowbrow thing.
Yeah.
Where they take the Emmy and they shove it in the shit at the end. It's like a fuck you to the Emmy. It's one of the funniest episodes, but it's like, look, I love lowbrow too. I'm not saying I don't.
And it's smart lowbrow
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
They know what they're doing.
yeah, I mean that's like
Same with this
I don't
show.
know. I think we try you try to go like, yeah, it's not just shitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you try to do like a story that is
There it is. I mean, that's funny.
Oh, dude,
That's very funny. Yeah.
and the fact that Bono is the one who's competing, I mean, it's insane. It's so stupid.
Oh yeah.